Glenda, how are you?
Hi Tumi, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to see you, and thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
And thank you. I mean, what a fantastic car, what a fantastic ride.
I love it. Now you're with BMW Financial Services. And tell me, how long have you been with the company?
Just under 4 years.
Okay. And tell me, what does your job entail?
So I head up compliance for financial services. So I think I have one of the most interesting jobs. Never a dull day.
Yes.
And I love what I do. So it's not really work for me.
No, you know, whenever I think about compliance, I always think about those people who always say no.
I do say no, mostly at home.
No, that's good. Now tell me, what is it that makes your job so interesting? You know, it almost like sounds to me like there's a lot of when people think, you know, about your jobs, like there's a lot of bureaucracy, and you are like a policeman, you know, watching what everybody else is doing, what they're not supposed to be doing, and you're saying no all the time.
And you spy.
Yes. I couldn't have said it any better.
It really is about making sure that the company does what the company is supposed to be doing in terms of the law, and that we're a good corporate citizen. So in order to do that, yes, we do have to make some tough recommendations to business to follow, but I think it's how you do it that's the most important part. If you are not the friendly compliance officer and people don't want to talk to you, then you know you may not get that support from business, and that's what you want. You want them to, we enable them and we support them, and that's what we want them to be able to do, is rely on us as their trusted business advisor.
Now you come from a legal background.
Somewhat, in terms of studies. Yes.
So, you know, when I look at it, obviously, would you say it was an important qualification to have for this job?
I'd say that it definitely helped. I have a passion for law, and being able to understand law is one thing, and understand what the legislation intended when it was written. But at the same time, you don't need a law degree in order to do compliance, because compliance is a risk management discipline. So understanding the basics about risk, it really helps in this particular type of role.
And how did you get into it? Because obviously from your legal background to compliance, I can see how relevant, you know, the degree was to you getting to where you are now. But how did you get into it? What were you doing before?
I was actually doing some assurance work and sort of KYC type work at my previous organization, and I heard about compliance, and there was this new director that joined Deloitte, and I went to go and see her, and I just booked a 15-minute time slot with her, just to get a little bit of an understanding. I left 2 hours later completely inspired and knowing this is the thing I want to do.
Wow, it's actually amazing that you are doing this within now the motor vehicle sector. Is it any different?
The industry is always going to be very different, and I think you know, even though it's financial services, it's not a bank. It is very different. Especially, it's an international company with different way of doing things. So compliance out in the corporate South Africa, it's not the same as compliance at BMW, and that's what makes my days so exciting.
Yes, wow. I love the fact that you get so excited when you talk about your job and that you're so passionate about it. How do you think, how important rather is passion when you're doing what you love?
As a leader in business, you've got to have energy. If you walk into the office without that energy, what do you have to give to people? Your cup has got to be full.
Yes, that is so true. And now that you're talking about leadership, it's obviously what we've themed around, you know, this month, because we've been speaking to women who are leaders within their professions. How would you say your leadership style is? Because you're very friendly, you know, and a lot of times when people think of bosses, they think of something that's very strict, and you know,
especially compliance.
And when I meet you, I can see how passionate you are, how firm you are, but you're also very friendly. So what kind of a leader would you say you are?
Well, there's the leader I always aspire to be, and so I aspire to be inspirational, and so inspiring my team and supporting my team, and knowing that we are elbow to elbow, you know, so it's about collaboration, and that's the kind of leader I am. We're in this together, even though I may be the PR and the front guy, it takes a team to make all this work.
So it's really amazing to see young women who are in leadership positions, who are doing what they love, who are passionate, and who are working with people that respect them. How do you think, you know, how important is it, you know, especially when you're young and you're a woman in an organization? Do you almost feel like you have to work very hard to be recognized and to be respected in corporate?
It's very important that when you're at the table and you have a seat, and even when you're not at the table, it's important to believe in who you are and what your brand is and what you bring to an organization, because you've got to ooze that self-confidence, because if somebody attacks you for whatever reason or challenges you, you need to know what you're talking about. And even if you don't know what you're talking about, you got to sound believable.
That's true. Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Wow, it sounds like you've got an incredible job and that demands so much of you. And I know that you're a mother.
Yes.
And how do you balance the two?
I must say that to me, I'm also fortunate in that my kids are so much older. But these are the things that as a woman you have to learn. You can't do it all on your own.
True.
So good support and finding the joy in the moments and taking that little bit of time to spend with family and being present in the moment. That's also what's also quite critical.
Yeah. Wow. And what advice would you give to young women who want to get into your industry, to become compliant officers one day? What advice would you give to them?
Well, firstly, number one is know what you want to do and why you want to be there. You need to be passionate about something. If compliance and risk management is not for you, then that's not the career. So stay true to who you are. But if compliance is definitely for you, then stay abreast of changes in the world, get the necessary qualifications, and obviously actively look for challenging roles. And I can understand, if you're newly qualified, maybe with a law degree or business degree, and you want to get into compliance, not everybody's going to take a chance on you. But there are those women, and there are definitely leaders in the industry who will say, you know what, I see potential here. So even if the door closes, keep going at it. I think that's what's important.
Yeah, wow. Well, Glenda, I have loved talking to you. I'm so blessed really in this month that I got to meet such amazing women such as yourself. I love the fact that people don't have to, well, I know it's a privilege really to wake up in the morning and do what you do. Not everyone has the privilege of doing what they love. Sometimes people go out there to work because they have to.
Yes.
But I also love the fact that there are people who are doing what they love and that they don't have to work just because, they need to work. So you've been so inspirational. It's been amazing.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I'm happy to have shared my story and hopefully inspire some young ladies out there, and some gentlemen too.
Yes. No, I'm glad we inspire a lot of people. So thank you so much, and hope to catch up with you soon.
Absolutely, we know where we'll catch up.
Yes.